And so it begins. What begins, you might ask? Well, tomorrow I begin teaching what I call Dungeons and Dragons and Discipleship. By that, I will be training United Methodist clergy in the East Ohio Conference of the United Methodist Church how to use Dungeons and Dragons as a discipleship tool. Now, I have many friends on TikTok, Instagram, and various other social media that are not people of faith. Many are atheists and agnostics. And I want to explain to you, as well as my followers who are within the Christian tradition, what discipleship looks like from my point of view and what I've derived from the United Methodist framework. So if you're interested, stick around. I'll try and make it brief. My view of discipleship comes from virtue ethics and is derived from the first two general rules of the United Methodist Church. We have three, but I'm going to talk about the first two. Those first two general rules are do no harm and do good. Do no harm, do good. Doing no harm seems rather simple, but we don't always understand what that means. And it falls within the framework of these virtues I'm going to talk about in just a moment. Do good. That also sounds simple, but it's actually more complex because we deal with systemic problems in society. So, what are the virtues? Well, you have four virtues, which we get from Aristotelian ethics. They're called courage, moderation, caution or prudence, justice. And then we, as people of faith, add three theological virtues to that: faith, hope, and love. Now, courage, easily understood within the concept of D&D. And moderation, prudence, knowing when to go in, knowing when to come out. Caution in word and deed. Very important. These are all essential virtues. But one of the things we can do in our storytelling is to emphasize these things and use Dungeons and Dragons for good. The other thing we do in running these games, especially when we're working with young people or even adults, is to encourage these virtues in our relationships and other people at the table. So these things are played out in the story, but they're also played out in our relationships at the table. If you have questions, leave them for me in the comments.